Welcome to Dose of Social, your recipe for social media success. I'm Lindsay Mauk.
I'm Kayla Pearlstein.
And this is Dose of Social. All right, so today is part 2 of a really awesome episode that we started with Emily Raiber from Emily Raiber Media. We started talking about Substack and we plan to go into some more information, and we just had so much great information to share that we decided to cut this into 2 episodes. So today is part 2 of this episode featuring drum roll, ShopMy.
I still incorporate the 3 S's of social.
Yes, exactly. Can we get started by having you share a brief intro about yourself?
Sure. I run a digital marketing agency called Emily Raiber Media. I started working in television as a producer for 15 years and slowly creeped into this business 10 years ago when I was producing content for various digital platforms. And here I am with you guys. I also host a parenting podcast. I forgot to get into that. If anyone has any interest in that, it's another topic for another day.
Yeah, but quickly give it a plug.
When millennials become moms. I am not a millennial. I just play one on a podcast.
That's awesome. You heard it here first. Yeah. So Emily's got a great podcast with Natasha from Dr. Organic Mommy. It's available on Apple and Spotify, right?
You got it. And now YouTube too.
And now YouTube. So check it out.
Yeah.
All right. So Emily, today for part 2, we are going to talk about ShopMy. So can we get started by having you explain to our audience what ShopMy is and how it fits into today's current landscape of social media and e-commerce?
Absolutely. So going back to our last episode, I mentioned that I think the future is everybody sharing these affiliate links. Like you're talking to your neighbor, you recommend a product, you text them a link, you better be making money off of that. Like everybody should be making money off of every link that they're sending. And I think everyone should get that in their head that that's the goal going forward. Like everything is like, do not leave one penny on the table. You are selling that $9.99 gardening tool that you want to send to your neighbor, whatever you do, send an affiliate link. So to that point, one of my personal favorites that I'm, again, not paid for by is an affiliate and creator commerce platform that lets influencers and brands monetize their recommendations through a shoppable link and curated storefronts. So I love ShopMy. I think it's a great one for creators and brands, and we can get into both.
Sounds good.
What would you say that business owners need to know about ShopMy before they consider using it for their brand?
For sure. So I have recommended this to a lot of brands, as Lindsay knows, because she works with me on a lot of them. It's amazing in terms of growth. You will see some, all these brands come to us, right, as digital marketers, and they say, like, we just want the right influencers. We gifted it to some influencer. We never saw any money out of it, right? Like you've heard all of these complaints before. Mm-hmm. Here's an opportunity to see really clearly what the analytics are, what these influencers are making a month, what these influencers are selling, what they're not selling, what's not working for them, and why it can work for you. Brands, it's no secret, have seen huge success through ShopMy. A lot of brands are joining every day. I get emails from them every day about these massive brands that have just joined. You need to know, though, as a business owner, you need to have the capital to be able to support this. You can't go in without that. It does cost money as a brand to go in. It costs no money as an influencer. On the brand side, you have to pay them to be on the platform. Also, you can't just pay them and think, that's it, I'm good. You have to know that you're going to have a gifting budget, because once you get in, you'll need to be gifting or it's not going to work. I've seen a lot of brands are like, we made it. We have the money to pay ShopMy. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have the capital for the gifting, and you don't have the capital for somebody to actually be running your ShopMy, because you will be getting a lot of requests from sometimes influencers that you don't want to deal with. And sometimes big influencers. You also have to be on there kind of networking and chatting with the big influencers, sending them lookbooks, creating stuff. You need to have somebody managing this on behalf of your brand. Hopefully it's your social team.
Yeah, it almost seems like investing in ShopMy just gets you a seat at the table, but then you really have to work it, right?
Oh, absolutely. You got to work it and you got to have the gifting opportunities. If you don't have the gifting budget, don't join.
That's really great advice. I mean, I think that is so important because it's not just the investment in the platform, which is a considerable investment to get started.
Yeah, I mean, there are others that are more expensive, and I think they do a really good job of making it, again, not paid by them. I sound like a spokesperson, but they do a really good job of creating a price point based on the brand's, um, needs and where they're at.
Yeah, definitely. And how does ShopMy simplify the process of selling products directly through these social media platforms? I mean, they obviously make it very easy for brands, but what are some of the ways that they're able to do that?
So, if you go on there, I recommend if you're a brand, you go on and try to sign up as an influencer. They are accepting people with pretty small followings, so you can join most likely, right? I think everyone should try to join. Lindsay, I think I made you join too.
You did.
Um,
Anyone who wants to join that's listening, use my referral link.
Please, I think everybody should be using links for everything. This is case in point. Use Lindsay's referral link, put it in the show notes. If you go on there as an influencer, you can see just how easy it is to use. It's almost like when you were using like an old computer and then Apple came out and it was so user friendly. And it was like, wow, this is amazing. There's so much transparency. They're paying me Friday. I made this much money. I had this many clicks. The updates are so quick. It's so user friendly. There are other competitor platforms that are out there that have been, frankly, clunky for years. They've been incredibly successful and incredibly profitable. And influencers have been sick of the clunkiness and the not understanding things and the not, trying to navigate and the 5%, 2%, 3%. It's too confusing. This is like, here are the brands offering 20%. Here are the brands offering 16. You want to throw a link in there to something, we'll tell you if it has a commission rate really quickly. It's so simple.
What types of businesses would you say are best suited for ShopMy?
Anybody who's doing direct to consumer or anybody who wants to be doing direct to consumer. So if you don't have a direct to consumer business and you really want to beef that up because for whatever reason, this would be a great way for a brand to get into that. I've seen a lot of brands who never had any direct to consumer business. Obviously, it's great to talk to someone like Lindsay and run digital ads, but also, or alternatively, you could go straight to ShopMy and work directly with influencers and get your links out there and see those trackable links working in your favor. Lindsay and I have worked with brands where, she'll send me the text, we're getting crazy sales all of a sudden. And I'm right there in the ShopMy and I'm like, so-and-so just posted with we just got 28 sales in 1 minute. And Lindsay's like, I just saw 29. So it's pretty quick in terms of like what you're seeing in real time. They have a great feature on the back end of the brand login where you can see all the mentions that have ever happened of the brand. So even before you were working with ShopMy, it'll show you every story that was done or a link click or stuff like that. And then it'll give you the rankings of which influencers have performed best for the brands for a lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah, and I will say too, I think that the work on ShopMy with influencers also complements a digital ad strategy. So it can really, I always say it's just like it can really spread faster. Like
Yeah.
the message, if an influencer posts and then we use that particular ad for a white label ad, and then it spreads the message that much further. So I think there's a lot of ways that working with ShopMy on the influencer side can complement your paid strategy too. And it gives you great content.
Yes, of course. Like, user generated content, right? Like that's what we're looking for.
So we talked about ShopMy and how it differ, like how it's better, it's more simple, it's real time reporting. What are some other ways that ShopMy differs from other affiliate marketing tools? I mean, I've been doing affiliate marketing since the days of commission. What is it? Was it Commission Junction? What is that one called?
I know. There are some pretty terrible ones out there, and it's like kind of amazing to me that they still exist. I don't know what Commission Junction is, and I'm not naming names, but like
I feel like
I
it's called something else now.
I can't believe that, so ShopMy actually started as I think it started for like beauty products. It used to be called
Mm.
Shop My Shelf. And so it's literally like the first homepage. So if let's just say we're talking about Lindsay ShopMy for a second. If you did ShopMy / Lindsay, like it's her entire all of her shelves. Like here's what I wore to Hawaii on my family trip. Here's my kids' clothing section. Here's my, all the stuff I wear for Expo West or whatever. So you could have different, I don't know, different shelves and all of the availability. And you could just have a beautiful storefront, which is awesome. And then the second tab is like links. You could just do, this is where I love just like loading links through the app really easily, sending links to my girlfriends constantly, not just posting them on my Substack or my social, but like all the links that I send out are all affiliate links. The biggest difference is that it's like so user friendly and it's so dumbed down and so beautifully laid out that people just gravitate towards it because it's like the easiest possible thing to use.
And it's kind of addicting on the influencer and creative side. Like, I mean, Emily did a walkthrough with me and I was like, "Oh, I want to make all these shelves and I want to go see if this brand has a link and this brand is on ShopMy." So, and it's funny because they do pay you quickly. I remember, I mean, I've done various affiliate marketing platforms and you have to wait 90 days to get paid. And I remember like I got a payout a couple weeks ago and I was like, "What is this money going into my account?" I didn't even know what it was from. And it was
That's
from
me
ShopMy.
bringing you all that passive income,
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Bring it on.
Well,
I know. It's funny because a brand that Lindsay and I work with, I got to join finally ShopMy once they were fiscally ready to be on the platform. And they got their immediate top 10 list of influencers who have been promoting the brand from the beginning. And it's me like in the top 2.
You are an
Um,
influencer, Emily. Don't deny
yeah,
it.
I just play one on a podcast like the others. No, I think it's a great fun tool and it doesn't hurt that you're also getting paid. So if you're somebody who loves to just check out, even if it's not fashion and it's makeup or beauty products, or even there's a lot of like food stuff from Target. There's a Target commission rate, it just doesn't hurt.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like if you're someone who's passionate about products and sharing what you love with other people, like you should absolutely check out ShopMy.
So I have
And
a wellness influencer who was like, I don't need to be on that. I don't share any clothes or anything like that. And I was like, just trust me, just join. Like all your beauty stuff, all the things that you randomly, they're going to come up. And they have this great tool where you can check the URL. So let's say you're shopping on Bergdorf's, pick a really high end one right now, and you pick like a pair of boots and you put it into, you click copy the link and you just paste it to your ShopMy and it just tells you in 2 seconds if you can get commission from that link, which is
oh,
so
easy.
awesome. Yeah. Like it's beautifully done. I wish I was being paid by them.
You know, another thing that I was just thinking about too with ShopMy is with other affiliate marketing tools, you have to be accepted into their program.
So they
Whereas,
do have that, but it's not the ridiculousness of like you need this many followers and you need this is not there. That
yeah.
the chances of you being accepted are pretty high, and if you don't, there's something that you need to look at that you're doing that's like a red flag. But I love that they're so much more accepting. I agree.
so Emily, what advice would you give to business owners who are just starting out with ShopMy? I know you've already given a lot.
Oh, no. So there's 2 sides you can join as an individual or a brand. And this sort of goes back to the Substack episode. If you're a founder, you should absolutely be joining as a founder before you join as a brand. And you should entertain and use both links, right? So if you're a founder, you should be using your Substack so that you can use those affiliate links. Your ShopMy. You should be going into ShopMy and using those affiliate links on your Substack, right? And also in any of your newsletters that go out about the brand. I know for like a brand that Lindsay and I work with, we'll send, here are my Valentine's Day picks. Obviously, they include a lot of the brands, and then they also include some comparable brands that we may want to collaborate with or have, and all of those are ShopMy affiliate links. If you're joining as a brand, again, like, and as going back to the founder, you should create a beautiful storefront. You should have those shelves all stacked up. You should have different categories. You should, play with it or have whomever is running your ShopMy and your newsletter playing with it and going in there and making sure that all your outfits are in there. One of the great things that they do for people when they join is, like, if you have a big following, they'll look at your Instagram and they'll stack up your shelves based on
Wow.
what they see you wearing, which is really cool. So like they can make that all happen for you pretty quickly.
That's amazing.
Very accommodating.
That's really cool.
I
Yeah.
love it. And if listeners want to find you on social media or ShopMy, where can they find you?
Great. Yeah, I could give you the link to my ShopMy. I think it's ShopMy / Emily Raiber Media and Emily Raiber Media on Instagram.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, Emily. And thank you all for listening to Dose of Social. We're out.
See ya.